15 surprising facts about Lesotho. Number 15. Kingdom in the Sky. Lesotho isn't dubbed the Kingdom in the Sky for nothing. Picture this. Nearly two-thirds of its land is rugged mountains, with an average height of around 7,200 feet, towering above Denver, Colorado, the U.S.'s famous mile-high city. But Lesotho doesn't just flirt with the clouds. It's the loftiest nation on Earth. Every inch of its territory sits above 4,593 feet, a record no other country can touch. Getting there, though, that's a whole different beast. If you're up for a road trip, brace yourself for a wild ride over Sani Pass, hands down the trickiest stretch between South Africa and Lesotho. It's a twisty, steep climb with hairpin bends and a rough, rocky path that'll test your nerves. Think flying's the easy way out? Not quite. Lesotho's Matakane airstrip is a heart-pounding gamble. This tiny runway, just 1,300 feet long, shorter than what you'd find on an aircraft carrier, cuts off abruptly at a 2,000-foot drop. If the plane doesn't lift off fast enough, you're in for a stomach-dropping freefall, praying the thin air gives it enough boost to climb. Oh, and it's perched at 7,874 feet, ranking it among the world's highest airstrip. Nail-biting stuff, right? Even if you conquer the journey and plant your boots on Lesotho's soil, don't pop the champagne just yet. Coming from flatlands and shooting straight up past 8,000 feet can throw your body for a loop. You might feel woozy, battle headaches, wrestle with nausea, or just feel wiped out. Classic signs of altitude sickness creeping in. Up here, the air's about 25% thinner than what you're used to at sea level, so catching your breath while trekking or staying active takes some grit. It's a rugged, sky-high adventure that demands respect, and maybe a little extra stamina. Number 14. Lesotho women and the tradition of bride kidnapping. Lesotho, home to around 2.3 million people, may not top Africa's population charts, but it's got a standout feature. Women edge out men, making up 51.1% of the total. That shakes out to about 96 guys for every 100 Gauls. This female majority isn't just a number, it gives women a real leg up in society, more so than in many other African nations. Take land ownership, for instance. In Lesotho, women have the legal right to own property, a win that even some wealthy countries haven't fully locked down. And it's not just about land. Women are the backbone of the local economy. Stroll through any market in Lesotho, and you'll spot them running the show, selling everything from fresh produce to cozy Lesotho blankets and handmade crafts. But here's where it gets jaw-dropping. Lesotho women have a next-level talent. Picture them trekking miles through rugged mountains, balancing huge water jugs on their heads, hands-free, without spilling a single drop. You'd probably end up drenched after a few shaky steps, but for them, it's just another day. That said, not every tradition tied to Lesotho women is a feel-good story. There's a gritty custom called Shobo bride kidnapping that still lingers in some corners. Back in the day, if a guy wanted to tie the knot but wasn't sure the woman or her family would say yes, he'd take a shortcut, snatch his bride-to-be, and call it a done deal. It's the kind of plot twist you'd expect in a blockbuster. Not real life, but it used to streamline marriage without all the formal hoopla. Times have changed, though. The Lesotho government, alongside women's rights groups, has cracked down hard on this practice, and it's fading fast. While you might still hear whispers of it in far-off rural spots, most weddings today are built on love and mutual agreement, not old-school abductions. It's a mix of strength, skill, and shifting traditions that makes Lesotho's women a force to reckon with. If you want to connect and make friends with Lesotho's girls through social media or dating apps and would like us to share tips on how to befriend Lesotho's girls, please leave a comment with the number 8. We will provide you with the answers. Number 13. A nation inside another nation. Tucked inside the sprawling expanse of South Africa, Lesotho holds a rare title. It's the only nation on Earth completely encircled by another country. It's not alone in this quirky club. San Marino and Vatican City share the trait, but Lesotho stands out as the biggest of these three independent enclaves and the only one beyond Italy's reach. Often labeled a microstate, it's like a landlocked island. You can't step out without crossing South African turf. While it's not the sole spot boxed in by South Africa. That's right. Snow in Africa, turning it into a surprising hotspot for winter sports enthusiasts. So why hasn't South Africa just swallowed it up? You'd think a small fry like Lesotho, spanning about 11,720 square miles, roughly the size of Maryland or a tad tinier than Belgium, would have been an easy grab. Yet, it's held its own as a sovereign nation, defying the odds. The secret might lie in its jaw-dropping terrain. The Maloti Mountains dominate nearly every inch of the country, carving out a rugged, unforgettable skyline. Beyond its borders, those peaks offer more than just postcard views. They're a playground for thrill seekers. Hiking trails wind through the heights, horseback rides roam the slopes, and, believe it or not, skiing draws adventurers to this African gem. Number 12. Beer culture from wooden bowls and sharing by hand. In the US or Europe, you'd expect your beer chilled in a frosty mug or handed over in a crisp can or bottle. But swing by Lesotho, and you might blink twice when they scoop your brew from a big wooden bowl. Yep, no glass, just your hands. This isn't a slip-up or someone misplacing the barware. It's a full-on tradition for the Basotho people. Their local beer, known as Jawala, is a fermented mix of corn and sorghum, packing a mild kick and a tangy, sour edge. The real kicker, though? It's not the taste, it's how they drink it. Forget solo cups or fancy stemware. Everyone huddles around one giant wooden bowl and digs in together. No one's pouring out personal portions here. Instead, the Basotho dip straight in with their hands or pass around a single wooden ladle, sharing the stash. If that sounds a little wild by today's germ-conscious standards, think of it this way: it's less about the hygiene and more about the vibe. This isn't just chugging a cold one, it's a tight-knit ritual. Sipping Jawala brings people closer, sparking laughter, swapping tales, and cementing bonds over a shared bowl. In Lesotho, beer's not just a drink, it's a ticket to connection, steeped in community spirit. If you want to know more, leave a comment with the number 6 factorial. Number 11. A twin nation. Imagine a showdown for the oddest pair of places teaming up. Wales and Lesotho would snag first prize hands down. One's a foggy corner of England, the other a rugged mountain kingdom in Africa. Miles apart, sure, but don't let that trick you. These two share more than meets the eye. Both are packed with peaks, where locals tackle steep slopes just to hit the market. San Francisco's hills got nothing on the daily grind of a village path in either spot. Then there's the language twist. Welsh throws out tongue-twisting LS and WS that'll trip you up, while Sesotho and Lesotho sprinkles in clicks that take serious practice for any newbie to nail. But the connection runs deeper than tricky terrain and quirky dialects. Since 1985, Wales and Lesotho have been officially linked, pioneers as the world's first twin nations. This isn't just some fancy paperwork deal, it's sparked real perks. Over 130 schools in both places have jumped into exchange programs, giving kids and teachers a front-row seat to life halfway across the globe. Healthcare's gotten a boost, too. Med students from Wales head to Lesotho for hands-on experience, while Lesotho's healthcare crew jets to Wales for training. That's huge, especially when you consider Lesotho's stretched thin medical scene, just one doctor for every 17,000 folks, a stat that'd make anyone sit up and take notice. This unlikely duo's bond keeps delivering, bridging continents with grit and goodwill. Number 10. Cave dwellers. Think cave living is stuck in the Stone Age? Guess again. In Lesotho's Berea district, folks still call mud caves carved into mountains home, like they're channeling ancient warriors. But don't picture gloomy, dripping hideouts from old-school flicks. These spots, known as the Cum Caves, have been around for over 200 years and are still buzzing with life. Crafted in the early 1800s by Chief Teleka of the Basia clan, they're not just quirky digs, they were a lifeline, built to dodge cannibals roaming the wild back then. It's a gritty slice of history still standing strong. Yes, you heard that right. What's special is that these cave homes are not at all rudimentary. They are cleverly designed like large beehives with smooth mud walls that provide perfect insulation in both winter and summer. No air conditioning, no heating, yet as comfortable as a high-end eco-apartment today. Some fourth-generation descendants of the original inhabitants still live in these caves, and interestingly, tourists can visit and experience cave life as part of their cultural exploration of Lesotho. Number 9. Snow sports in Africa. Africa screams heat, deserts, and stampeding antelope, right? Not quite. In Lesotho, you can shred snow on peaks soaring past 10,500 feet, smack in the heart of the world's hottest continent. This place flips the script with its cool highland vibe, far from the sweaty norm. Winter can plunge below 14 F10C, and snowflakes pile up often, especially in the towering Maloti Mountains, turning Lesotho into an unexpected playground for skiers and cold-weather fans. That's why Lesotho is the only country south of the equator in Africa that can offer a real skiing experience. Afroski Mountain Resort is the only ski resort in southern Africa. What's remarkable is that it sits at an elevation of 10,570 feet, comparable to some famous ski resorts in Europe. From June to August, the Maloti Mountains are completely covered in snow, creating a European-like scene right in southern Africa. Interestingly, you don't have to be a professional to enjoy the snow in Lesotho. Afrisky offers skiing lessons for beginners, even if the last time you were on snow was when you slipped on an icy sidewalk in the US. Number 8. Africa turns blankets into fashion symbols. Blankets in most places? Just something to fling over your bed. In Lesotho, they're a whole different game. Wrap one around you, and you're set for work, a party, or just earning street cred, depending on the style. The Basotho blanket isn't only about staying toasty, it's a walking status symbol. Rock a Sina Marina, and you'd better not be an average Joe. This one's strictly for kings and chiefs, signaling rank with every step. Don't be mistaken for playing royal cosplay. If you see someone wrapped in a Malala blanket, it means he's on his way to becoming a real man. Yes, in Lesotho, you don't need a suit or tie to prove your maturity. Just the right blanket will do. But wait, the story gets even more interesting. Louis Vuitton once featured the pattern of the Basotho blanket in their 2017 collection, transforming this item from a traditional piece into a luxury fashion item. And if you've seen Black Panther or Avengers, you've noticed how the Wakandan warriors look strikingly impressive when draped in blankets inspired by Lesotho. Number 7. Diamonds from the sky. Diamonds might spark visions of South Africa or Botswana mines, but here's a gem of a fact. Some of the planet's purest, priciest stones hail from Lesotho, a tiny highland nation perched over 10,000 feet up. The Let NG mine, the loftiest diamond digs anywhere, doesn't just scrape by. It churns out top-tier sparklers, raking in the highest per-carat cash among kimberlite mines. Fun nugget? It's coughed up 3 of the 20 biggest white diamonds ever found, proving this little country punches way above its weight in the bling game. One of the most famous is the Lesotho Promise, a 603-carat diamond discovered in 2006, stunning the world with its clarity and immense value. Since Gem Diamonds took over Let NG in 2006, they have held 70% of the shares, while the Lesotho government retains the remaining 30%, providing significant revenue for the country. Not only Let NG, but Lesotho also boasts a dense diamond mining system, with the Mode and Kao mines all located in the Kayaval Craton area, one of the richest diamond regions on the planet. Remarkably, Lesotho has the highest density of kimberlite mines in the world, with 33 veins, 24 of which contain diamonds. Lesotho's diamonds are often sent to Antwerp, Belgium, for auction, where collectors and jewelers from the Netherlands, Israel, South Africa, and many other countries are willing to pay top dollar for these rare gems. Thanks to the diamond industry, Lesotho's export revenue has surged, bolstering foreign reserves and significantly contributing to the country's economy. Number 6. A travel paradise. Nicknamed the Kingdom in the Sky, Lesotho is a jackpot for anyone craving untouched wilderness, towering peaks, and a culture that's one of a kind. A standout gem? Malatsunyan Falls. This beast plunges 630 feet, almost double Niagara Falls drop, crashing into a green valley below. Stand there, and the roar of the water paired with nature's raw power will hit you like a tidal wave, leaving you awestruck. If you crave thrills, try bungee jumping or take a spectacular zipline ride across the falls, giving you the sensation of floating in the sky. You can't miss Sani Pass, one of the toughest and most beautiful roads in the world. With sharp turns and an elevation of 9,436 feet, it's an ideal destination for off-road driving or mountain biking enthusiasts. At the end of your journey, you'll arrive at Sani Mountain Lodge, the highest bar in Africa, where you can sip a cold beer while enjoying breathtaking mountain views. If you want to learn about the local culture, visit the Thaba Bosio Cultural Village, once the legendary stronghold of King Moshu Shuai, the founder of the Kingdom of Lesotho. This is not just a historical site, but also a place where you can experience the traditional lifestyle of the Basotho, from horseback riding on ancient trails to exploring roundhouses made of stone and straw. Number 5. Horseback Market. Ditch the idea of giant malls or round-the-clock grocery stores. In Lesotho, markets don't come with parking spots. Goods roll in on horses, donkeys, and even the occasional cow. Picture this: every week, hundreds of traders trek bumpy mountain paths to set up a pop-up bazaar hugged by rugged peaks. No storefronts, no fancy checkout lanes, just straight-up bartering and hustle in the open air. You can find warm, thick Basotho blankets, fresh goat meat, corn, green vegetables, and even live chickens still clucking. And if you want to try the simplest transaction in the world, attempt to buy something by trading a bag of corn for a pair of shoes or a goat for a set of clothes. Forget Apple Pay or credit cards. Here, the payment system is barter, and everyone is happy with it. But what makes the market in Lesotho truly special? While everything can arrive by horse, goods can also leave in unexpected ways. If you don't keep an eye on your donkey, someone might accidentally load it up with goods, and it could end up shopping for you. Number 4. Lesotho's archaeological appeal. Think Lesotho's all about sky-high mountains, chill shepherds on horseback, and cozy Basotho blankets? Hold up. In Maseru District, researchers unearthed one of the planet's biggest dinosaur footprints, left by a beast that dwarfs a London double-decker bus. Dubbed Kaientapus Kahali, meaning big in Sesotho, this monster stood 8.9 feet tall and stretched 30 feet long. If it stomped around today, it'd send shivers down anyone's spine. Interestingly, these footprints weren't just recently discovered by modern scientists. European missionaries and explorers had stumbled upon them long ago. Perhaps when they saw the giant footprints imprinted on the rocks, they thought of some legendary monster of Africa, never realizing they were standing before the fossil evidence of one of the largest dinosaurs from the early Jurassic period. Researchers found the footprints during a field survey in the Roma Valley near the National University of Lesotho in 2016. The ancient surface where the dinosaur footprints were found is also covered with traces of smaller theropod dinosaurs. Throughout that year, they conducted tests to date these fossil traces and published their findings in the journal PLOS1. Number 3. The biggest and most exciting festival in Lesotho. Want to catch Lesotho's pulse at its liveliest? Hit the Morija Arts and Cultural Festival. This annual bash in the historic town of Morija is the country's biggest, boldest celebration, pulling in thousands from all over. For days, the place explodes with color, beats, and dance moves. It's your front row ticket to eyeball the vibrant Basotho getup. Think eye-popping blankets and those iconic Mokarato hats that scream tradition. A special highlight of the festival is the lively music performances, where you can immerse yourself in Afro jazz, gospel, and hip-hop mixed with traditional Basotho sounds. Street performers play flutes and drums, creating an electrifying atmosphere that you won't find anywhere else. We can't forget the Lesotho girls, who add even more vibrancy to the festival. They appear in graceful traditional dresses, dancing to the rhythms of ancient songs, showcasing strength while being incredibly charming. Their radiant smiles and sparkling eyes enchant every visitor with their wild and captivating beauty. Number 2. Cost of living in Lesotho. Living here won't drain your wallet like the US or Europe either. It's a budget traveler's dream with a side of adventure. Snag a one-bedroom apartment in Maseru, the biggest city, for $250 to $400 a month. Way kinder on your bank account than New York or LA. Need more room? A three-bedroom house runs just $500 to $700 monthly, a steal compared to American averages. Food's a bargain too. Skip the pricey imported stores and hit the local markets, where your dollar stretches further and the flavors hit harder. A meal at a casual restaurant costs about $3 to $5, while a meal at a more upscale restaurant ranges from $15 to $25. Utilities like electricity, water, and internet are also quite reasonable. Monthly utility bills range from $50 to $80, while high-speed internet costs about $40 to $60 per month. Electricity in Lesotho is cheaper than in many Western countries thanks to the country's abundant hydropower resources. Transportation is another advantage in Lesotho. Although the country lacks a subway system or railways, buses and taxis are very popular, with fares starting from 50 cents to $1 per trip. If you want to own a car, gas prices here are about $1.20 per liter, lower than the average in the U.S. In summary, a single person can live comfortably in Lesotho with costs ranging from $600 to $1,000 per month, while a small family can maintain a good standard of living with about $1,200 to $2,000 per month. With this kind of budget, would you consider living in Lesotho? If yes, type 1. If no, type 0 in the comments. Number 1. A food lover's dream. Craving a meal packed with soul, mixing bold African vibes with the no-fuss charm of a mountain country? Lesotho's got flavors that'll stick with you. A star on the table is papa, a hearty cornmeal mash that's kind of Italian polenta or southern grits. Locals pair it with moro, a pile of cooked greens like kale or cabbage and tender stewed meat. Ask anyone in Lesotho, and they'll swear nothing beats a steaming bowl of papa to warm you up on those crisp mountain days. Meat lovers, you're in for a treat with nama, juicy beef or lamb sizzled over charcoal, a go-to for backyard bashes and big festivals. The smoky scent of grilling meat swirling with that clean, high-altitude breeze. It's a food moment you won't forget. Then there's makabere, a unique hollow bread baked in a cast-iron pot, often teamed up with a bowl of soup or curry. It's a family favorite, crafted the old-school way, delivering a crusty outside and pillowy inside that hits all the right spot. Lesotho's kitchen keeps it real. Simple ingredients, big taste, and a vibe that feels like home. If this video was helpful for you, leave a comment with the number 10 and subscribe to our channel to catch the latest videos. Thanks and see you next time.